Are you looking for a job, but every listing says motion design skills are a plus? So yeah, you kinda need After Effects, but you don't know it. So what now? Give up? Or finally learn how After Effects actually works? If it's the second one, stay with me. In the next 10 minutes, I'll get you covered. Before we start, we need to know this. New composition, toolbar, properties, effects and presets, and this area for project and timeline. So this is how After Effects actually looks. Let's create a new composition first. These are the settings that you need for now. Let's click OK. Now this section is a preview. Here is a toolbar. We're going to use it most of the times. So now let's click on rectangle tool and create one. Here after clicking that you see there is an option fill and stroke. So now we have stroke. So if you draw a rectangle, you'll see a stroke appearing here. But let's say you want a fill. So click on stroke and click here to disable it. And now enable the fill. So now we have a fill rectangle. When we created it, you see there is a shape layer 1 created in the timeline. So here you can click and open the properties. For now we need only transform. So let's click and open it. Let's start with the anchor point. Anchor point here is this small thing. So to control it, we need to go to toolbar and click to pen behind tool. Shortcut is Y. Here basically, wherever we put this will decide the anchor point of our element. For example, let's say we're going to put it here. So if we are changing scale, it will change from there. Or let's say if we're changing rotation, same. Usually it depends on the project, but for now let's put it to the center. To not guess where is the center actually is, pen behind tool, press Ctrl and hold it and double click it here. So now it's automatically put it anchor point to the center. Well, when it's in the center, you can change everything from this position. For example, rotation and scale. And the interesting thing with the scale, if you click this constrain proportions, you can adjust this rectangle like this and like this. So let's put the anchor point here. Now we'll see that we can animate it like this. Click on properties. Here we have properties of our shape layer. As you can see, position, scale, rotation and opacity is also here. You can also adjust it from this part. Now let's change the roundness of this shape layer. And these are the stopwatch icon. Whenever you see this icon, that means you can animate it. So for example, let's put stroke instead of fill. Here you can adjust the stroke width, let's say like this, and let's say you want to animate it. So press here, you will see one keyframe appeared in the timeline. Move it further and let's adjust the stroke width value to 500, let's say. It's not a reasonable animation, but it is an animation. So yeah, the point here, if you see the stopwatch icon, that means you can animate that element. We have the shortcuts for our properties. For example, if you press P, it's position. If you press S, scale. If you press R, it's rotation. And if you press T, it's transparency, but here it's opacity. So same thing. Now let's start with animating the scale. But before that, let's say we want to align our shape to the center. To not do it by hand, let's find align here. If you don't see it here, go to window and press align here. So let's align our layer to the composition. Now it's in the center. Let's animate the scale properties. Put one keyframe here and let's move it further. This is the initial position or last position of the animation. So whatever you do here, the last position end up like this. So now, if you click here, constrain proportions, it will constrain its proportions. But we don't need it, so let's unclick it and now adjust this value to 0. Now our first animation looks like this. Now by moving the keyframes on the timeline, you can make it fast or slow. In this case we want it fast, so let's move it close to each other. This animation is not smooth, so to make it smooth, let's select all keyframes, right click, keyframe assistant, and ease. Shortcut is F9, so everyone is using F9. If you want to make it more appealing, let's copy this keyframe, last keyframe, and paste it right between the first and the last keyframe. And let's adjust the scale here, scale value here to 110. Now we have an extra animation. Let's call it overshoot animation. So we have our first animated element. So let's add a footage. The rectangle we animated is not visible because this layer is standing on it. So let's move it right here. Now our animated rectangle is visible. Let's click here, and here you can find all the effects. And for now, for this case, let's look for fast box blur effect and drag it to the shape layer. Let's adjust iterations to 10 and blur radius to somewhere 25, let's say. So you have that fast box blur effect created blur effect on this shape. And here we have adjustment layers. That means like effects applied to this layer, applied to the composite of layers below it. So if you click this, you'll see that this effect also applied to our main footage. So now we need to create a stroke here. Let's duplicate this layer. Duplicate starts with letter D, so it's Control and D is the shortcut of it. Let's click it, and we have two of them. In the duplicated layer, we don't need fast box blur effect, so let's click here and delete it. And also duplicated layer, we also don't need this activated, so let's click it and deactivate. And also let's choose a stroke over the fill. So now we have a stroke of our rectangle. We can also change its opacity to 30%. Now we have this glass effect. Here you can press U to reveal the all keyframes you have. And we have keyframes in both of them because we just duplicated the layer. By moving those layers in the timeline, you can decide when the animation will happen. Now, let's add a text. Click here, type your text. Now let's adjust the timing of this layer. Let's say it will appear here. Now, of course, we need to adjust aligning of it. Now we can create precomposition. It works like the same way in Photoshop. You're creating a group for the layers. So right click here, precompose, and click OK. As you see here, our effect is not visible. In this case, we always need to continuously rasterize effect. We need to click this star icon here to have our effect. The cool part about this precomposition layer is that you can adjust its size or even position. Also, what you can do in precomposed layer, you can change the footage under it. And let's say you want to change it. Easily just drag and drop your new footage. And now you will see the same effect will be applied on another footage. Of course, After Effects has a lot of things to explore, but these are basic backbone things that you need to know to start creating something complex. And let's say your animation is ready and you want to save it. Want to render it. We need to go composition, add to render queue. Here, output mode, you can leave it like this, and here you'll click and choose where you are saving in your computer. Then you're clicking render, it's rendering, and well, your animation is ready. I will include this project file linked in the description for you to just look closely, and you can also follow along. You can create this by yourself. Of course, After Effects is, again, has a lot of things to explore, but this is the beginning. This is for people who never opened After Effects. I hope you really get something. If you liked it, please make sure you subscribed and liked the video. And you can also go explore other videos in my channel to see what we can do with those basic elements. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.